So I'm wondering, even though there was some of these hurdles, a tech engineer, somebody to edit the podcast, having that co-host, and your other podcast for ZD Media has a co-host as well. I'm just curious, like, what challenges you might be still facing after 75 episodes on one podcast and also your second podcast too.
Sure. So we've experienced this a little bit here today, you and I, Adam, is when you have a co-host or somebody you're interviewing, it's talking over each other or cutting each other off. So that happens a little bit. And so we have to get really good at that. It helps when you're on Zoom or using video so you can see each other. That's a big help. And also having a good editor and just learning how to pause a little bit, make sure the other person's done talking, that kind of thing. The other thing that we do is that we have a script. So it's very loose because, especially the brand archetypes one, because we try to, kind of do off the cuff and it's a little bit more of a fun podcast. But we do have a script that we follow and we write it like a few days ahead of time or a week ahead of time. We go over it. We talk about it before we do it so that we're on the same page and there aren't really any surprises. And then with my other one, the local Lansing one, we have a guest on every time. So the big challenges with that one is that even though we send them emails saying, please have a microphone, please have headphones, a lot of them don't have that, or they have earbuds that fall out all the time and they make weird noises. And, you can't really account for your guests aren't always professional podcasters. So you have to be a little bit lenient with that, but you try to prepare them as much as possible. But that's something that still happens. I had one a couple weeks ago where their headphones just weren't working, like they had earbuds and it just wasn't working. And I'm like, you know what, we're going to have to reschedule because I want you to sound really good and this isn't sounding good. And, we're just going to reschedule when you get a different set of headphones. So I've been playing around with different ways to record podcasts. I want to take mine to like YouTube and video next year, like you do now. That's one of my goals for next year. So I'm looking at like StreamYard and some other things that are help you record your podcast for video as well. Yeah. So those are some of the challenges that I'm working. It's all my biggest challenges are just like working with the other people and their tech issues.